Next slide, please. Okay. I to task. I want us to take this down. This week, instead of asking who can help me, I want you to yourself down, think, not necessarily who can help me, who would I message now that would link me to this or that will provide this for me. But what I want you to do is end of my slide. Well, before I leave, I'll leave us with this. And if you're jotting, I want you to jot this out. If you're listening, you're not jotting, pay attention. Okay. The greatest unity you would ever see in your life not come from your CV, but it will come from the people who trust you. And with that, with it.
Please, I believe Mr. Bishop also deserves a better hand. Please. Thank you. That was a very profound one. Thank you so much for giving us that wonderful lecture. At least if you don't get anything as a takeaway, but remember that this week you should ask yourself a very sincere question. It is not who can help you, but who can invest in you genuinely. So please let's have that in mind. Thank you once again, Bishop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, while that was going on, we're privileged to have here um, the leader of the youths, the 001 Youths at those states. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the commissioner for youths in Edo State here. Please help me celebrate the president of Honorable Charity Amayabo. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for finding time to be here today. In spite of your busy schedule, you decided to support us, and we do not take this for granted. Thank you. And we're delighted that this is happening in your time when you are the Commissioner for Youth in Edo State. Please, a round of applause for him once again. Thank you so much, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on. We're going to the second speaker for today. And I think this topic is very, very interesting. Consider the times that we are right now as a people in this wonderful country of ours. So the topic is finance management, savings, and loan. I just mentioned loan. I saw the smile on somebody's face. It is not OP. Neither is it Pampe loan. I think it's time for us to know more about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, bringing more details about this. It's an aerodynamic scholar, one man who is a champ in his field. Please, if your hands are not busy, help me put those hands together as I make welcome Mr. Samar Banje. Please, a round of applause for him. Keep clapping until he gets here, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, please. I think I have two questions before I start. How many of us here are already business owners? Any? All right. Then, how many of us are going to start a business this year? Okay, I see. Thank you very much. That means I'm in the right. So, the talk. So, I'm meant to give a power talk on the financial management, savings and loans, and then navigating the 2026 credit landscape. So, I think the first thing is that 2026 will not just be about you having access to money as business owners. You have to have access to smart money. And why I say that is that lenders have become more smarter. So, in the sense that loan companies and those even for more tech driven, so they would want their lending decisions to be data driven. And then in 2026 and even beyond, your digital financial footprint, both as a personal brand and as a business owner, is definitely going to matter more than collateral. And even based on these two factors alone, lenders would actually reward predictability. So, how predictable is your funds rather than seemingly potential or how feasible your business idea are. And then there's also a term in the credit space we call underwriting. This is where credit underwriters or credit personers try to validate the responses or the approach towards credit. So it will definitely be tighter this year. And then interest rate environments for anybody who is monitoring the interest rate, both on the savings and on the loans, are definitely going to get higher as time goes on. So the key from this opening slide is what I'm telling you is that for your business, if your numbers are really, really messy, that means your growth would be very, very expensive because that means you would not have access to like cheaper loans. So, and what this means is that, sorry, next slide. Okay. So, what this means is that in 2026, we're going to have three types of business owners. So, the first one is the survivor borrowers for their business. So, these are those who would borrow to simply solve emergencies. And the second is opportunistic borrowers. I think this is where majority of business owners, both in Benin and across Nigeria and in over Africa, belong to. They simply borrow when opportunity appears. But the idea is that it's the last category that will eventually um, retain long term. So these are the strategic borrowers. So these are people who use their own data, their own business data, to actually pre-qualify themselves, negotiate, and even scale intentionally. So that means they are not based on opportunity or emergency. They are strategic borrowers. So now, what are the common mistakes that businesses have been making? Not yes, and most of them will keep on making these business mistakes in 2026. That they don't have clean cash flow records, so that comes, and then it also means mixing personal and business funds. So even though you're an entrepreneur, I strongly believe, and for you to even assess, better credits and even make sure you manage your portfolio as a business, you don't have to make you must not mix your personal and business funds. And then also a common mistake most businesses still make till today is there's no saving buffers. They try to borrow. They don't even have clarity on what the return on investment is going to be. And what I'm trying to say is that the major takeaway from here for these particular mistakes is that lenders actually reject sensitivity. So when if you are going to take a loan, either as a personal business or a professional business itself, the lenders are simply rejecting how uncertain your business is. And now, it's for me, I've been working in the service and savings and credit landscape. Um, Currently, I'm with a company at Lagos where they've been in the lending business for over 30 years. And I can tell you for a fact that this is what lenders, not just the company I currently work for, but the top like lending organizations look out for. So they look out for the monthly revenue. They look out for not for the net cash flow. They also look at your savings to expense ratio. And then they look at your gross margin within your records. They look at what's the turnover of your inventory. And then lastly, they also look at your customer concentration risk. So for instance, now if you have 10 customers and just one of your customers contributes 70% of your revenue, lenders are very most likely not to give you credit. Now, combining the savings and the credit space, for you to navigate the credit landscape as a business owner in 2026, there are three things you have to know from the aspect of savings. So, as a business owner, you need to actually leverage savings to reduce your borrowing cost. So, I think from now henceforth, that is like this talk. Simply leverage savings. Don't leverage savings no longer as idle money, but look at these strategic rules on how you would fulfill savings. So one is that your savings in your business is a liquidity buffer. Second, it's also negotiating power for you as well. And then lastly, it's even opportunity capital. So before even going outside to borrow, make sure you're actually using these three strategic rules in your savings. And now, this is a very, very quick slide. I want everybody to also take notes because credit is all about debts. There's the good and then there's the bad debts. So for the good debts, it improves margin, it increases your asset value. It also good debts also shortens your customer acquisition cost, and then it also expands the capacity at which you generate revenue. But then bad debts recovers operational inefficiency, something you should have looked at from the corporations. Um, People use good debt to try and cover that. Bad debt to cover that. Then bad debt funds lifestyle. Bad debt pays old debts. And then bad debt also, there's no measurable ROI. So one question as business owners we should always ask ourselves is that whenever I'm taking a loan before borrowing, ask yourself, will this loan actually pay for itself? That question would let you know if you are in a good debt or if it's going to be a good debt or a bad debt. So using data to borrow better in 2026, there's a simple formula, but when it's more complex than that, but I just wanted to give us a simple formula we can take with. So borrow only if your expected return on capital is actually higher than your cost of debt and your risk. So the example I've given here is so for instance, if the loan you want to borrow is 24%, and then you've done your simulations or calculations and see that, oh, the only margin of safety is 10%. So that means you have to make sure that your ROI, your expected return on interest or investment, should actually be above 44% based on the similar formula. Because why is that? Is that you're borrowing money for your business is an investment decision. It's not something that should be emotional. So that means if the numbers simply don't work based on just these three criterias, then don't borrow at all. Simply don't borrow at all. And then trying to make it as practical as possible for business owners, all of us here as business owners. Um, this is just six steps, sorry, 5 steps for improving your credit position in 90 days. So the first one is supposed to be you separating your personal records. The second one is automating your expense tracking. And while doing that, I'd mentioned earlier savings. So make sure your business has a 3 month savings buffer. And while also doing that, avoid unnecessary recurring costs. And then lastly, make sure you all digital transaction history. Okay. And now there is a model that I would love us to employ in 2026. So I've called it like the growth acceleration model for business owners. So whether it's small, medium, or large scale, you have to deal on data visibility for your business, savings discipline, strategic borrowing, and then revenue expansion. So for the data visibility for your acceleration model, for your savings discipline in that business, and then for your strategic borrowing, that's where the acceleration comes in. And then revenue expansion simply allows you to keep recycling these other four models or fine tuning the models. And if there's one thing I want all of us to take or just summarize, is just this simple growth loop. So I've tried to make it as simple as possible. So because after you keep on generating revenue, from your revenue, you go to your savings because that's when savings give you power. And from your savings, you now go to credit assets. So please, before you take loans, don't jump the savings part. Make sure you also save from the revenue. And then after credit assets, you can now go to your expansion and higher revenue. So this is simple growth loop that if you're able to employ, the loop will go faster and stronger. You'd also be able to save more money and you'll also be able to like borrow cheaper. Because I believe in 2026 and even strongly beyond, is that the business who will actually win this year will be those who will be the most financially intelligent. So thank you very much.
Is that the best we can do for Mr. Banjo, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on. Please understand that we're taking notes, and just in case you
I
have,
did not expect.
just in case you have questions for our speakers, I think it will be nice for you to jot down. Does anyone have any question so far for the speakers that have climbed already? Is there any question? Okay, henceforth we can just take notes, and if there's anything you like to ask, I think it would be nice for us to hear from you, and by doing that, we'll learn better. So we're moving with the speed of light. That is why we're trying to catch up with the time. So we're going straight up right now to our third speaker. Our third speaker from informal to structured, building business legitimacy in Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, he is Colossus. Please put those hands together as I make welcome no other than Mr. John Ioha. Please a round of applause for him as he comes.
Okay. Good morning, guys. The energy is really low. Good morning, guys. Or it's because it's afternoon, you're not answering me. Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing? So if we're training, it means that that your feedback is important, Abi. So good afternoon. That's not feedback. Good afternoon. Okay. So the first speaker spoke about what? Personal what? And the second speaker spoke about what? Financial what? Management or marketment. What am I hearing? Management. Oh, that's fine. My name is John. So today we'll be talking about business what? Legitimacy. So how you can move from informal to structured. Are you excited about that? How many of us are in the business space here? Oh, I'm seeing enemies in the crowd. I can see you. That's fine. Anyway, so I've been in this space since, and so let me just make some observations about running business in Nigeria. So we'll start from statistics first. Now, many businesses in Nigeria would stay at the nano and micro stage. Why? Because they are always running in the informal space. They never know what it means to be structured. So this conversation is very important. Why? I mean, Smidan will have it that over 90% of businesses in Nigeria are either nano or micro. So it means that they don't even enter into the MSME space or the SME space. Also, they will tell you that over 80% of businesses that start in the country would phase out in 5 years. So that means if you start a business today, you have a 1 in 5 years. So by a show of hands, how many of you have started business and it failed? No, it's fine. We will not tell anybody about this. So yes, I mean, because it's everywhere, it's rampant. It shows us that what we call resilience. So people say Nigerians are what? Resilient. But it doesn't show in the business space. Correct? Because, I mean, just by the data, it would almost feel like we survive through our problems than we actually resist them. Because resilience is about resisting problems. So resilience is that you come out of a challenge even what? Better than the challenge met you. So if we talk about building businesses, it's a major conversation. Because if we build businesses, countries will prosper by entrepreneurship growth because eventually, as good as government is, they cannot employ everybody. So we have to talk about how to move your business from one stage to the next one. Are you following me? Okay. So if you're going to build a business, the first thing that I usually say in my classes is that business is for serious-minded people. You can tell your neighbor that. Say business is for serious-minded people. You don't sound serious. Tell your neighbor, business is for serious-minded people. Can we try that again? Business is for serious-minded people. Don't worry, you would like me later. You might not like me now, but later you would like me. So business is for serious-minded what? People. So that's the first thing. So resilience is part of the package. You must come with resilience as you come into business. Now, if that is the case, getting you to standardize in such a way that your business can survive the times is an early stage conversation. So today we're launching this, and it's a very timely conversation to have here. So if you're going to move your business from informal to structured, what are some of the first things you need to do? Who can tell me? Be serious minded. You are following. So first thing is you'll be serious minded. Next thing is this. So you would also want to talk a bit about your structure. Talk a bit about what? Your structure. It is true that you might be a one-man person starting a business, but you must never treat your business like you are one person, because your business is not what? One person. Your business is a separate entity from you. Now, the moment you treat your business like you are your business, you will discover that in a major way, y- you would never give the business on your own the legitimacy it deserves. Are we following? So, what, do, what does that mean? If I run a logistic firm and it's just me, I must operate it like I operate a whole business if it were not just me. So my business should have departments. So one of the things we say is that your business must be departmentalized. So if I'm running a logistic firm, what are 4 departments I should have? Have you had breakfast? What are 4 departments I should have? So we should have finance, right? Yes. We should have customer engagement. We should have marketing and sales. We should have what again? One more. Operating stroke administration. So if we have these 4 things, then you must operate like this. Your business should have books. Every department should have books. So the first thing I say is departmentalization. Next thing will be documentation as concerning the departments. So operate like that. Because the reason why I'm not saying start with CAC registration is that that is almost external. If your business doesn't build from the inside out, you are not building anything. So as you have done your departments, then you have documents as concerning your departments. Why are documents important? You can tell me? Huh? Record keeping, okay? So why are documents important in record keeping? Who can tell me? Huh? Is that what? For data. So that we can keep, not just keep, but keep and transfer data. There are many religions that we practice, but many of them will not have survived if we did not have books, right? So if somebody did not write down journals out as to what's the faith that we have, many of us would not really have a clear picture of what that faith is. In the same way, your business would not survive if you are the only one who has data concerning your business. The brain is not that good. Life is happening around you. So in a major way, if you don't put your data down, you can't transfer it to the managers that are coming in soon. Now, the other way you are saying this is not important is if your mind is not set on expansion. But if your mind is set on expanding in business, you must keep books. The reason why some of you might be having the argument now of no, if I really understand it, then I can tell the next person. It's because in a major way, we have not been taught about business as something serious that needs to be expanded on. So if I keep my books and then because of that, when this man comes in as my staff, I can tell him this is what we have been doing since, then he can do better based on the records that have been kept. So the first thing you say we must departmentalize. Next thing is that we must what? Document. Next thing is that we must do registrations. Registrations and what? Licensing. If you're starting any company in Nigeria, you must do well to register, you must do well to license. Are you following? No, you. Are you following? Don't look away. You, yes. You're following, Abby? Okay. Now, the truth here is this. When people come out and then say, I failed in business 21 times, have you heard people say stuff like that? Next time you hear somebody say that, you must have the guts to tell them that failure is not necessary. At least not 21 times. Correct? In this age where we have all that the internet has given us, and the failure you are trying to fail, somebody has failed it. You can learn from people's experiences. And that's where these conversations are very important. That you don't need to go out again and then they give you 10 million to start your business and you purposely fail because you want to have a TED talk. Correct? Correct? Try to sit up, please. Are you? Yes. Thank you. Are we here? So, very important that you are purposely trying to do well in business. And we said the first one is what? I'm trying to catch you up. The first one is what? Huh? Be serious minded, then departmentalize, then document. And the fourth one now is what? Registration, and what? Licensing. So if you do that, now everybody's registration is different. But the general ones we have will be CAC, right? Right? CAC means what? CAC means what? Corporate Affairs Commission. So everybody's registration is different. Right now, everybody's been advised to do company registration more than just a business name. Because eventually, if you're going to do very serious business, you would eventually have to graduate from business name to what? Company registration. Also, now, if you are following the internet, you will know that it's very important to trademark too, Abi. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's very important to trademark. If you know, you know. So that's very important. But different industries have their own different forms of registration. So if I'm in food and drugs, I should go to who? I should go to who? NAVDAC. You're not hiding your voice from me. Please speak up. I should go to who? NAVDAC. So if I'm going to do exports, I should go where? Huh? Customs. I will fight you people. You should go to National Exports Promotion Council, NEPC. Correct? So you should find out what is particular for your what? Industry. And why? Why should you find out? Because you are set on expansion. Many people in the country start business for one reason: survival. You're trying to put some extra food on your table. Survival is not a bad reason to start a business, it's the worst reason to stay in business. Because the moment you can survive, you discover that you don't have any motivation to do more. So you can start for survival, but you should stay for the sake of that you're trying to build something bigger than yourself. Are you understanding me? Okay. And the final one, am I getting anything here? So we said number one, please let's just go over it again. Huh? Be serious minded, departmentalize, documents, registration and licensing. Then what again? Okay, so now very important that a business person knows that they must build on two things. Everybody say build on two things. Number one will be knowledge. Then number two will be relationships. So every business person must actively build on what? Knowledge and relationships. So two admissions you must make: I don't know enough and I don't know enough people. So I say this every time. If you're going to be the next Dangote, do you think you have met the required amount of people to be the next Dangote? I'm asking you. The answer is no, right? Do you think you have met the required amount of people to be the next Dangote? No. So you see that as a business person, you don't have the space to be an introvert, have you? You have not made it yet. What are you introverting? So you need to go out there. Networking is quite important for people in business. Hold on, sir. Why is that so? Because networking is a game of what? I try to say this. Networking is a game of visibility and value. That means you'll be visible if you have what? You'll be visible if you have what? And when you have value, you'll be what? Visible. So value makes you what? Visible. So as much as we say, oh, some people at the end of this event, I will try to talk to them and they will act like they don't have my time. You'd almost have to remember that networking is a game of what? Value. Value makes you what? Visible. So in your own small space, business owner, try to start building what? Value. The more you build value within yourself and outside, the more visibility you would get. So if you're trying to build a business, 5 things we have said is that you must be serious minded, departmentalize, document, register. What now? Build relationships and knowledge. Are we fine? Do you have a question? So everybody understands what has been said. So therefore, why is this so important? I'll give you many examples of people in my space. My clients that I told, okay, 1 week, please go and register. And the next week, a multinational came and then said, we want to do a cooking project. And they did not have the required amount of documents. And the next thing was that a 6 million to 10 million naira project left their table. Why? Because they were asking for one document that they did not have. So if you want to continue playing the small game, then you will not run after legitimacy. And I'm saying so because the Nigerian space is flexible. That's why some people can survive 25 years without any form of registration. They are surviving. Remember, I did not say that they are thriving. They are what? Surviving. If you really want to thrive in business, you cannot but pursue after legitimacy by every means. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I told you he is a colossus. Of course, you can attest to the fact that his knowledge is actually bigger than his size. Please, can we put our hands together for him once again? That was a profound lecture. Thank you so much. And I believe we're having a take home package. Please, if you're not taking notes, it is very, very important you need to do so if you actually want to grow in your business, if you actually want to expand. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, while that lecture was going on a few minutes ago, I mentioned earlier that this is a room of greatness. So we are all great people. You never can tell. The next Dangote is just sitting close to you. The next First Lady of Nigeria, and of course, the state, be close to you. The next person you need to give your business that expansion that you so much desire, and just be the person sitting very, very close to you. So this is a room full of greatness. And having said that, it's a delight to announce to us here today that we have beautiful lady in and out and rich in wisdom also. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a delight to announce to us that we have the special advisor to the governor of Edo State on sustainable development goals. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Honorable Sally Suleiman. Thank you so much for coming, Mark. God bless you. We appreciate your presence here today. So, having said that, I think it is very, very important that we create our time to hear from our leader, the 001 of the youth in those states. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we have people like this in our midst, we have to take advantage of it because you hardly see them in spite of their busy schedule, but they still decided to be here. That is what government is, and we believe that is part of the shine agenda of Mr. Governor. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if your hands are not busy, can you put those hands as I make welcome our leader, the Honorable Commissioner for Youth Affairs, Honorable Charity Amayago. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished founders, management of Payinto, esteemed partners, innovators, stakeholders in the financial and technology ecosystems, ladies and gentlemen. I must tell you, when I got this invitation, I was touched in two angles. One, I'm a finance person. I'm currently a PhD finance student in Uniben, and also I left the bank as a regional manager in charge of Edo Delta far back in 2013. So it's an area that touches me both in profession and also in academics. So when I got the invitation, I said, no matter what is going to be my schedule, I need to come here. And knowing that the face behind this app are all youth, it also falls under my portfolio as the Honorable Commissioner of Youth in Edo State. So I'm delighted to be here with you, and it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations on the official launch of the Payinto app, which is a bold innovations that represent progress in Nigeria's digital economy and enterprise development ecosystem. Today's event is not merely the unveiling of a financial technology platform. It is a strategic contribution to economic growth, financial inclusion, and youth empowerment. As Edo State government continue to prioritize economic diversification and private sector-led growth, innovative digital solutions such as Payinto play a vital role in unlocking opportunities for small business, startup, and emerging entrepreneurs. For young people in particular, particularly those in this hall, access to efficient, transparent, and automated financial tool is no longer a luxury. It is now a necessity. Youth-led require platforms that enable them to receive payments seamlessly, manage cash flow responsibly, automate invoice, scale with confidence, and that is what paying to answers to this call. By simplifying transactions and strengthening financial infrastructure, this platform directly supports youth entrepreneurship, SME expansion, digital commerce participation, job creation across the chain. Edo State government recognized that empowering young entrepreneurs is one of the most sustainable pathways to reducing employment, stimulating innovations, and strengthening economic resilience. Ingenious technology like this, such as this place, to not only create direct employment, but also enable thousands of young business owners to formalize and grow their ventures. This aligns strongly with our Shine agenda, which promotes inclusive growth, expanding digital adoption, and supporting enterprises delivering prosperity. I want to commend the founders for their foresight and courage in building a homegrown solutions that respond to real economic needs. I encourage continuous collaborations with regulators, financial institutions, and youth development agencies to ensure that this platform becomes a trusted vehicle for empowerment across Nigeria and beyond. Let it also serve as a reminder that when innovation meets opportunity, youth enterprise become unstoppable. Congratulations once again to the Payinto team. May this platform grow into a powerful engine for economic expansion, financial inclusion, and youth-driven prosperity. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Is that the best you can do for the Honorable Commissioner for Youth Affairs? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a switch right now. We're taking a switch right now. So you can see I'm talking off the stage at this point. We just want to play a little. We understand that you've been taking notes and our heads have been so hot with so many new things. But this time around, like they say in the local palace, up, work, and no play makes what? Hello, all works and no play make what? All right, so good. So let's have a twist right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is my brother, Mr. Manuel Ichinazaka.
All right.
So kindly take it over from here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a good time. I welcome you once again to the official launch of Payinto App. My name is Manuel Iguinazaka, and I'm your game host. To see every one of you. So why not grab your devices? Let's play a game. It's been quite an interesting and insightful launch, and I am here to make it even more exciting. Let's grab our phones. Code on the screen. Yeah, it's here already. So scan the barcode, the QR code. And if you're unable to scan the QR code, you can use the link on your web browsers. Are we there? Okay. So when you have been able to scan and or you have entered the URL, then click to join game. So when you click to join game, you will see an option that tells you to sign in, but nope, you cannot sign in yet until I give you go ahead. Yeah. So the game we are going to play is called Tag Rush, and it's a word hunt game designed by the Payinto team, and it's designed specifically for this event. So how are we going to play it? So all you have to do, you have scanned the code, you have clicked join game, and now when it's time to start the game, you click on sign in, and then you would register with a name particular to you, so that at the end of the game, you can use that to claim the prize. So when you sign in, there's going to be a page. So let's say, for example, you have scanned the code to access game. But when the game is on, there would be a word that has like a special character just before it. So let's say you have access here, and before access, there's just like a hashtag or a semicolon or something, special characters. Then that tells you that that word is claimable. Are we following? So that will tell you that the word is claimable. So, but you have this page now, nothing. But when the game starts, there are certain words that will have those special characters to let you know that it is claimable. And then any word you click, you would um you would get a prompt to claim the word. So click to claim, tap the word, claim to claim, and click rather to claim. And if the word has already been claimed, of course, we'll let you know. You would see it there, and then you keep searching. But let me give you another trick. In the page, there are different segments. So let's say, for example, you're on the site, you see homepage, you see notifications, you see this. Don't look for words only on the homepage. You could click something else on that page. It opens another section. You have words there. Are we following? So are we good to go? All right, before we start, we're going to have the leaderboard displaying on the screen in real time. So whoever is stopping and all that, you'll see it. Are we ready? Can we have the leaderboard display on the screen? So, if you finish top three, you will no longer be claiming words, but you will be claiming a prize in the Payinto app. So, in case you are thinking, do I have to play? There's a prize. So, come play. Come play. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's see who wins. Let me let you in on a little secret. Some words give you more points. Yes, that's all I was saying. It's left for you to find out. Let's go. Start now. Interesting. Anyone? Three. Come on, guys. Click, click, click. Ah, click, 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 click. come on. Look for words. Scroll down. Tap into pictures. Just check. So no one is catching up with Edwards. Oh no. Believe me, there are a lot of claimable words. So you can decide to click on something, open up another page, it's still there. Just find words. And like I said, there's a prize waiting for you to be claimed at the end of the event. So come on. Get what is not smiling. Click, 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 click. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We have 2 minutes left. Quick pick. There are some pictures on the side. You can click on the name, you can click on the pictures. Another page will pop up, shift it towards click. Ten, nine, eight. Time up. Time up. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. So we have three winners. Please, King Edward, can you kindly identify yourself? Who's King Edward? All right. King Edward. Is he AI? Come on now. Stand up. Let's see you. Please just wave. So at the end of the event, you meet the Painto team to claim your reward. Zamai, where are you? With the glasses, well, once they're putting on glasses, you're in trouble. Osho, that's the next, yeah? Nice. Congratulations, you're all winners. Thank you for participating. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Igminazaka, and I hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you.
fine your color is, how beautiful. Sorry about that. So, secondly, we're going to talk about how we could use brand tune to scale businesses without thinking of your logo. Um, I'll play a video right now. I sent it over to the media team. I'll play an audio right now, and we are going to listen to this. It's a very funny audio, but just listen, and I get a lot of us will get the message. Please, can we have the audio?
Richard perform. Oh my God, see myself. If a woman wear better thing, see better husband. If a woman wear a hair thing, see her husband. After today, no more. After today, after today, no more.
Does that sound a bell? Does it ring a bell in anybody's mind? That is a very funny video. No, not in a structured way, but it sends a lot of message on how your brand tunation can help sell your brand. When people call your business, what do they get first? Do they get a prompt response, a calm response, a friendly response, or a madam, I beg, leave me? Or most people, when they call their business, you then hear their sales rep or the third person speaking on the phone with a, sorry, let me get back to you and get who is supposed to be attending to you, which is very, very, very bad for business. So as business owners, you should always consider your brand tunation. What is your business tone? What is your business culture? Because I keep saying this to most of the business I've branded over the years. The first person on the phone or the first person on the front desk tells a lot about the business. In fact, that person is the person that sells the business because a wrong or a misrepresented identity can lead to the fall of a business. So, secondly, we are going to be talking about the slide only. Just leave the slide. So, secondly, we're going to be talking about um, signature experience. Move from collection of people to a system. If your quality depends on your mood, you do not have a brand. You see, this is a very key and a very important thing for business owners. I know we have a lot of business owners here. How you respond and how you service your customers is dependent on your mood or on the mood of the person on the front desk. Then you do not have a business because you will not always be in good mood every time. Neither will be the person who is on the front desk be in good mood all the time. But once you cultivate a brand culture that no matter how I am feeling, there is a culture. No matter how I am feeling, there is a signal. Then you can always scale your business in that manner. Thirdly, we said the staff confession: speak until you become it. Well, I'm a Christian and I believe whatever you speak comes to light. Am I correct? So, as a business owner, tell your staffs, tell your workers that we have a culture here that we speak good things. We speak who we are. We are professional. We are calm. You keep saying it. If possible, you can have a slogan, just like Nike has the just. The second one is what? The third one is what? He said. The first one is what? Is their logo here? But do we understand who they are? Do we understand what they stand for? And that's what branding is all about. It's more than just your logo. So now we're going to be talking on B2B. We are not going to be talking on B2B on a direct level, but we're going to be talking on this in this level. So the signal of structure, dropping account numbers in DMs, like in DMs, kills deals. Corporates buy from entities, not hustlers. Do you understand what he's talking about? You see, when most times your client tells you, oh, okay, the deal is okay, so can I have the account number? How many of you go copy some of you, your account number will not even be correct. You will now have to tell them, sorry, that's the wrong account. Let me correct it for you. It's very, very, very bad for business. It says a wrong identity that you are not structured. Are we okay with that? Then secondly, authority via documentation. Partners want to see diagrams, data, not stories. Do you understand? Now, if you've ever been, I have been opportune to have contracts with government bodies, and most times when you want to, or when you are given a contract, the first thing they want to see is a quotation, an invoice, even before anything. They want to know what level or what style are you using in serving them, and that's going to serve as an agreement between the both of you. And believe me or not, some of you here has had issues with your customer because they said they wanted something and you did not remember they said it, or you both did not reach an agreement, right? Um, there's a business here that I worked for not quite long, and we were having an issue. They are seated here amongst us, and the issue was They requested for a feature from us. They're building a mobile app, and we'll talk about that later. They requested a feature from us, and after delivering the feature, delivering everything, and we talked about the phone, and then I went to visit them for at least the training. And after some time, the CEO met me and said, we requested for this. It was there. And I said, no, sir. It was not. He wanted to start. I said, no, 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 no. You signed an agreement, right? You signed an invoice, right? You signed the quote, right? He said, yes. Let's bring the documentation. And we brought it just to find out that the feature was not there. And it got me extra money. So please, in order for you to make more money also, be properly structured, have a documentation, have an agreement, a written agreement between you and your client for deliverables especially. Are we good? Then thirdly, we said professionalism gap. PDF, invoices, and corporate profiles are trust accelerator, meaning these are the things that are going to build your trust with your clients, be it anybody. Nobody here would say if you want to sew, imagine you want to make a clothes from Walata Clothing now, and he tells you, okay, what type of clothes? Then after 5 minutes, you tell him, send me the account number, and he sends you an invoice of the type of fabric he's using, the cost of the product, how long it's going to take, and the account number you are going to pay that money to. Do you feel okay with it? And he will still impute in that same document his time of delivery brings about rest, and that brings about an agreement between the both of you. And that is the only document you can take to the legal institution, and it will be valid, right? I don't think the law is allowed it allows verbal agreements, so it must be written. Are we good on that? So next we have next after this we have CRM, the gold mine. Retention is 5x cheaper than attraction. Your easiest money is already in your contact list. You see, this is actually very, in fact, this is emotional to me. Why? Because this, for years, this is what my business has been built on. And what is this? How do I explain this to you now? Okay, now let's do this. How many of you here know how many people patronized your business last year? One. Any other person? Two, three, four. Now, how many of you since then has actually sent out a message to those people? One, two, three. Now you see that the statistics is very poor. Four. Now, this is what I call my retention strategy. What do? I make it a habit that every 6 to 12 months, I send most of my clients a goodwill message reminding them that we are still in business. It's not all about getting new customers. Most people will tell you, I hardly do Instagram ads. I don't think I've ever done Instagram ads. But I have business that I do, and I get customers without Instagram ads. And what is the strategy? The retention strategy. I have people we've worked for years, and I'll send them, and most of them will reply me, you still remember me? And most of them might not have business to do with you now, but you have brought up a reminder in their mind, and someday they will reach out to you. Are we good on that? So always remember your retention strategy as business owners. Always remember to keep check of your previous customers. Are we good? Predictive income. Move data from WhatsApp chat into a structured database. If it's not in the sheet, the customer does not exist. Do we understand this? As business owners, we should try as much as possible to have a database of our customers and what they got from us. The reason, like Mr. Yoa said, is that it actually brings in mind to the next person who comes to take over you, or maybe you are leaving your business, you are going to, maybe you're traveling, or somebody else is coming to help you manage your business, or you are employing a new manager. You can actually give them this database, and they can actually know how to scale your business from that setup. Do we understand? So it is very important to have a structured database. And I think from the sneak peek I got, I think this is a private information, but I have to share it. I think Payinto can also help you with this. So you can also meet with the team and ask them how you can actually get this through to your customers. Thank you very much. Then the three-step loop: gratitude, cost check, and data entry. Now, this step is very, very important. It must go in this sequence. Now, what do I call the gratitude? Meaning, any customer that patronizes you and does not get a thank you message after an hour, you have lost that customer. Are we good? Now, you might not have lose that customer directly, but the customer does not feel satisfied. There was something that trended on, I think, on Instagram, that the lady bought something from the I think one of the musicians. She bought something from him. He bought something from her, and she said, after like I think 2 days, she then replied, thanks. And he went online and started ranting that, oh, and some people were saying, no, 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 because you bought from her now, she should kneel down, she should lie down. No, it is a very important strategy in business, gratitude. Every customer likes to be gratitude. They like you to give them gratitude. They want you to appreciate them for patronizing you. And it is very important. It is very, very important. So what most people do, or myself, what I do sometimes, I have an automated message somewhere. I just copy, change the name, and I paste it on my WhatsApp and I send it to them, or I send it via email. Do we understand? So please do not forget gratitude after every purchase within an hour. Now, Pulse check. Pulse check in 7 days. Like I said, your customer, you must always check up on them. So now, pulse check is if you are a service provider or an artisan, you can always reach out to them and say, oh, I fixed your borehole last time. Is everything still fine with the borehole? Do you have any problem? Because it's actually a way you can actually get more money from them. I think it's at 2014. I was not having any job. I think I was still new in programming and I was trying to make things work. What I did then was I went to every home that I know. I know how to fix computers. And I think some people here can attest to that. So I go to them and I tell them, you can fix computers. Do you have any computer that is bad? I should get maybe out of every 10 customer, I'll get just one person. And it kept repeating. But majority of my sales did not come from my physical approach. It came after I left. Most times when I go home, 2 days later, oh, sorry, hello, were you the one that dropped your number that you could fix computer? I'll say yes. And it's okay, please, my computer is bad. It now looks as if I went somewhere to always make their computer bad. And my boss will always ask me, he will say, Mikey, are you sure you're not using force powers? And I would laugh. But it is just me keeping myself in the mind of the persons. Now, lastly, is the data entry. We already spoke about that. If you do your gratitude, your post check, I can boldly tell you, you cannot enter this person into your database as a customer. Do we understand? Do we understand? Please, can you go back? Track behavior to command sales. Predictable data equals scalable growth. Do we understand? Do we understand? Meaning, if you can predict if you can know your existing customer, you can predict your growth. Do you understand? If you know your existing customer, you can predict your growth. Now we have lastly, we have can we have the slide, please? Hello. The litmus. I call it the litmus test. And I'll ask us this question. Can your business survive 14 days without you or your phone? If you know you are here and your business can survive 14 days, you are in the Maldives with your phone turned off. You are with the love of your life. Can your business survive 14 days? Let me see the hands. One, which I think that's not true, but one. Any other person? Two. You see, your business ought to survive without you. Um, are you the hero or the architect? I'm going to talk a little about this. Many a times, I keep saying this. If you are the most smartest person in your organization, then you do not have an organization. If you are the most smartest person in your organization, then you do not have an organization. Because people who are going to run the business are those people who are underneath you. And they have to be way, way smarter. Likes of Mark Zuckerberg will tell you they don't know how to build a team, but they know how to get great mind and great team together to build something wonderful. So when you are employing people, do not be intimidated and do not always try to save your organization or your business. Allow people to do things. Do not be the hero. Just plan, structure. We all know what an architect is, right? How many of you, if you ever see an architect mode block, that's not an architect. Oh. Don't be deceived. Do we understand? So now, are you building to impress? This question is for you. Ask yourself, am I really building to impress? Because some people here are spending so much on logo when they should be spending on some other things. Some people are spending on branding when they should be spending on other things. Mind you, not that branding is not a very important investment to make, but you should have your scale of preference as business owners to know which comes first. So when you start jumping your scale of preference, then I think you are trying to impress. Do we understand? So lastly, um, this is my book, The Effective Brand. See, you better clap because this is hard work. So it'll be up for pre-sales very, very soon. So you can check on my Instagram. I think in 3 to 5 days it will be up for pre-order. And if you want to learn how to scale your business, everything I've spoken about today is just like one page in this book. Yes, as business owners, you should learn to study more. And I would want to quickly drop this for most business owners. If you are struggling with reading, you don't have to complete a book from cover to cover. You can get the topics and tell yourself, okay, I'll cover this topic today. Even if you go to another book. So you should read because you are actually looking for something. Don't just pick up every book you see. You can tell yourself, oh, I'm struggling with sales. If you pick a sales book, what part of sales are you struggling with? And that's how you read when you are struggling with reading, like myself. But I wrote a book. Thank you very much.
For the man, oh, that's not enough. Wow. For the man to put up a book like this, please, I think he deserves another round of applause. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, without not missing words, I believe I heard the voice of Reverend Ebenezer Mabude. Yes, yes, yes. Please kindly celebrate Reverend Ebenezer Mabude. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I wonder why you're sitting down there. Well, thank you for being part of this. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're still moving. We're moving, and coming up next. All right, coming up next is one special lady. So, ladies and gentlemen, she'll be talking to us on talent development and retention strategies, creative systems. Beautiful. Creative systems that empower people and drive results. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put those hands together as I make welcome Miss Gifts Oje Nalo. Please, a round of applause for her as she comes.
Hello, everybody. Hi. So I just realized that apparently I'm the only female speaker on the. Oh, so I'm the one balance to the gender role. All right. So I want us to just do something quickly while they are trying to put up my slides. Can we all stand up, please? I'm here to talk about the people part of your business, the people part of your business, which is very, very critical. Okay. So I'm going to make two statements, and if it's true, I want you for statement one. If it's true, I want you to sit down. If it's false, remain standing. So, statement one, it is not necessary to develop the people on your team. It is not necessary to develop the people on your team. If that is true, please sit. If it's false, give the give a wiper. All right. Second question, or rather, the second statement. Great organizational culture improves employee retention rates. That is, it allows your staff or your team members to stay longer when you have a good and great culture in your organization. Is that true? If it's true, please take a seat. If it's false, keep standing. All right, let's put our hands together for ourselves. So it makes my work very easy. Please can we have the slides up? So I'm here to talk about talent development and retention strategies, creating systems that empower people and drive results. Now we know that in today's Nigeria, in fact in the world, talents do not need visa to leave your organization, right? They don't need visa to jackpot. All they need is what? Good internet access, connectivity, and they're out. In mind, it's just remaining small. You see them, they're back, they're out the door. So it is very important that you have systems and structures in place that help you improve your business, that help you build your business. Can we have the next slide? So you need to understand that having just the finances, financial capital alone is not enough to drive the results. What would drive the results, what would produce results, what would increase your productivity is your finances, of course, the structures and systems you have in place, and the people in your team that are aligned to that structure and systems. You cannot do it without your team. You heard Michael say it. You need to employ people. You cannot be the mastermind of everything. You need people on your team. Next slide. So, talent development comprises of various processes. It involves you finding the right talent, attracting the talent, training and developing the talent, and retaining the employee. Did you see that the word changed there? You have found the talent. Now you need to train and develop that talent. And you then need to retain the talent, retain the employee. It takes a lot of intentionality and you being deliberate about your business. Now, we've been talking all day about business. The business we're talking about is, like John said, you need to move it from informal to structured. So, even if you're a one man business or a 5 team business, you need to start thinking like you are a multi billion-dollar company. Are we together? Are we together? Thank you. Talent development is a core part of your job as the leader and manager of your company. It is not something you do inadvertently or occasionally, it is something you must do all the time. Because talent is everywhere. Talent is everywhere, but there is something that is missing: systems. Good and great systems are not. And Nigeria, in fact, does not suffer from a talent problem, do we? No. Africa doesn't suffer from a creativity problem. But what we have, the problem we have is what? Failed systems. Failed systems. So, effective systems sit at the core of high employee retention rates in any business or organization. Systems and structures. Next slide, please. And we need to move fast. So, what is employee retention? It is a company's ability to keep its employees over time and reduce turnover. What does that mean? Let's take, for instance, you hire a customer relations officer this February and you take the time to train that person, to develop the person. The person is on and everything, they know how to relate, you improve their skills. And then by February next year, they send you their resignation letter, they're out. What has that done to you? All of your resources, all of the cost, all of the time that you put in training that person is gone. The person has also put a gap in your business. Is that not it? So, what employee retention does when you have the right strategies is that it helps your employees stay put and helps you save costs and it reduces your turnover. That means you are not having to employ people for the same role over and over again in a short period of time. So, the real question is, what systems are you creating that will consistently empower people, give you a high employee retention rate, drive results? Next slide. So let's talk about it. The 5 steps to creating result driven systems. The first one, the A team. A lot of the speakers have spoken about it, getting the right people, making sure that you're not the only intelligent person on the team. And what this means is that you need to get the A players, or okay, the B players, but certainly not the C players. The A players, these are people who are highly motivated. They are inspired. They're intelligent. They are smart. They are proactive. They are creative. They are innovative. They know how to move. They know how to get things done. They are not the ones you are telling what to do or how to do it. They know what to do. The B players, they are the quiet achievers. They do things on the low. They are okay, they get the results done, but they are not too much. You can actually move them to A players if they have the right motivation. But you see, C players, they are the ones you don't want. They are complacent, they flaunt your rules, they in fact, they don't recognize the culture in the business. They do whatever they like. Sometimes most of those people are our family members. Most of those people there, you know they can't do the work, but you keep them there. And that is bringing so much trouble for your business. The second one is culture of life. Called it the culture of life because we all have a culture, right? We all have the culture, and your business must have a culture. I was just going to say that I remember in my early times when I started working, volunteer work, and then moving into paid work. When I was even working as a volunteer, the organization I worked with, we had systems in place. Everybody knew what to do. You know the role that you're playing, both sales, marketing, who is reaching out to customers, who is recording data, who is entering data, who is analyzing what needs to be done. There was structure. Everybody knew what to do, and we were all committed. The culture was a culture that called for, when you're a member of a cult group, members of a cult group are dedicated. They are sold out. They would die for it. In fact, that's the kind of culture you should have in your business. The kind that your employees are sold out, they are dedicated, they are committed. It will take you for a while, but after you will need to pivot. But you need your people to be passionate, to be dedicated, to be committed. And that's what we had in that organization. And then when I had to move to paid work, I was looking out for that. And unfortunately, I didn't have that. The compensation was not the problem, salary was not the problem, but I had to leave because structure wasn't there. There was no systems. Everything was done nonchalantly. And then moving into another paid work, thinking that that was a better organization, a better structure. The truth is, the structure they had is that they had no structure. So they were good at not having a structure. They were good at not having a system. And that is keeping it on a very low level. That was keeping the business on a very low level. So it is very important. Please let's move to the slide of culture of life, if it's possible. Yes. So it is very important that every member of your team represents the culture of the organization. So the culture of the organization is one that calls for accountability, one that calls for integrity, that calls for honesty, that calls for good communication skills, even up to the hiring policy that you have, there is a culture. What kind of people are we hiring? Are we hiring team players? Are we hiring people who are passionate, who are driven, who are goal oriented? Your team needs to represent that. Now, if you do not have a culture, if your culture is not strong in your organization, when new people come in, they will bring their own culture from outside. And what you would see in your organization results that you do not recognize. You will see results that you do not recognize. So imagine if your culture is very strong, everybody knows what to do, how to attend to customers, when to attend to customers, what to say, the kind of sales strategy we adopt, the kind of marketing strategy we look out for. Everybody's up. We arrive on time in the office. We know what time to close. Even if we're working overtime, we know the reason why we're working overtime. There is a culture of dedication and commitment. Once you have that, once new people come in, they would do what? They would adapt that culture. Are we still together? Next slide, please. So whenever you're picking the first players of your team, make sure that these people they understand culture. So there are different ways at which you can build culture in your organization. Different ways you can do that. So make sure that there is clarity in the vision and the mission of your organization. You, as the leader, if you're not clear on the vision, how would your team understand it? So make sure that even in the first, as you're putting your team together as your startup business, make sure that everybody defines and understands the company's core values and align them to the vision and mission. This creates the solid foundation on which your business grows. Ensure you also integrate that desired culture into every department and every unit of your organization. Let it not be that it is only the sales department that has that culture, or it's only the management team that has that culture. As you are hiring managers, let that culture be imbibed in them, that they move along with it, they embody it. The next thing is to establish a purpose that goes beyond the company's profit goals. Don't make your employees feel like they are working for just you. They are working for you to be rich. They are working for you to live a luxurious lifestyle. Give them the opportunity, create a system, a culture that tells them that this work you are doing is making an impact in the world. Payinto is making an impact in the world. Anybody who is part of the team is saying that, oh, this new initiative is actually making a difference. I want to be part of it. Make sure you have that culture of purpose where your employees see that beyond the profit goals that we're making in this organization, we need to have understand that this thing that we're doing is actually making an impact. Are we still together? All right. So create an atmosphere that obviously celebrates achievements and progress, boosting motivation and pride, offer good benefits for great performances and efforts. We know what this is. Give your employees bonuses, benefits. Don't be stingy. If you are stingy with it, they will be stingy with their talent and they will walk out the door. I know you're a startup business. I know you've gone halfway. You're already a 20-member team. Make sure that you are always appreciating your employees. You may not always be giving them bonuses. Just, oh, everybody, stand up. This person made great sales today, and a round of applause. You're always acknowledging their good efforts, always acknowledging their performances, always getting feedbacks from them. Not you just giving feedback. You're also getting feedback from your team. Okay, what is working? What's not working? What can we do better? Are we still together? So be the leader, the manager that attends to the needs of their employees, to their team members. Attend to their needs. Give them the benefits. If they're asking for flexible work time, give it to them. If they're asking for a leave to go see, give it to them. You don't want to lose your best hand, Abby. But or at the same time, don't let them manipulate you. Next slide, please. Encourage the sense of belonging and community among your team members, interdependence and a sense of obligation. More of a us versus them, we over an I, and a team over titles. You want your team members to have that feeling of being part of a community, just like the example we gave cult members. You want them to feel like they belong to something. This is our own. So it is us versus our competitors. It is us versus our competitors. We're in this together. We're making progress together. We're producing results together. We are driving profits together. So, and then you have to also let them know that we are doing it together. It is a we, not an I. It is interdependent. So you have your A team, your A players, your B players. You have to let them know that as much as you are gifted and you're skilled as an individual, you cannot do this work alone. You need to work with your other team members. So you need to foster a culture that allows for interdependence. Then you remove barriers and enable employees to express themselves authentically and embrace their individuality. This is the point of feedback. Allow that feedback. Have the culture where there's no let your door be open door policy. Let your door be open. People can come in and express and give feedbacks, and your reaction and responses is not one of judgments. You listen and you don't judge. So emphasize the unique qualities and contributions of both your employees and the collective, positioning them as distinct and exceptional. They are all individuals, gifted, qualified, but they need to work together. Next slide. Now, the third point on the first 5 steps of creating result driven systems is what to uproot the misfits. These are the C players, basically, and every other person who is a toxic and negative influence in your team. Anybody who is not embracing the culture of your organization, who is refusing to embrace the culture of your organization, who is refusing to work with your team, who is bringing, those people that, bega, 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 don't tire. This work, don't tire me. No, they do again. How much they pay self? I they see all the money when they come. All those kind of people that are always complaining. It is good and it is great that as a leader and a manager, you recognize it and you uproot it quickly. If not, it spreads across your organization, and before you know it, everybody starts acting that way. Then they've corrupted your integrity and culture that you have in your organization. So make sure there is no need to be sentimental about it. This is a hard decision that most leaders and managers have to make. Take them out because the cost of losing one bad egg would make you lose so many more. So take them out before they spoil the entire batch. Next slide. The fourth point. The fourth point is what's the fourth point? Establish a P and PC balance. P means production and the PC means production capability. Same thing, your people. So you have your products, your services that you render, everything, right? But who is producing those things for you? Your team members, your staff, your employees. They are your production capability in terms of human assets, right? So if you do not create a balance, if you are always focusing on your products, please let's bring out the batch. You are not caring about their well-being. You're not caring about the issues that they are going through. You see your staff member moody. It's not your concern. It's are we hitting our targets? Are we hitting sales? If you are not concerned about it, your staff will know and they will walk out the door. So ensure that you create a balance of where you're making profits, your products are coming out, and the people who are helping you make those profits, the people who are working to make those profits. So let the culture of your business be the one that cares for the long-term development of your team. So you ask them, what are your career goals? What is your purpose? What do you want to do? What's your vision? How does this organization align? In all that you're doing and all that you're putting together, let their vision and their purpose align with your own organizational goal. I'm not saying you should become their father and mother, but you need them to be productive in your team. So you need to hear from them. What do you have? What do you want to do? And align it with your organizational goal. Are we still together? Let your team know that as the business grows, they too grow. You are interested in their development, long term development. Next slide. And this is the last one. The leader that leads and manages. You need to be the leader that leads, not just lead, but you also manage your team. Understand the individual needs of your team. I was reading sometime, I'm not much of a Manchester United fan, but I was reading and they said Alex Ferguson, the one time coach he had this strategy. He knew how to relate with the team members. I don't know if any of us heard that gist. He knew how to relate on them on individual levels. He could be motivating this person today with, oh, how is your parents? How's your family? How is your mom? Is she out of the hospital? Okay, we need you to get back on the team. He knew how to motivate them on individual levels. So he didn't do a one size fits all approach. And I asked the question, why is it that no other coach has, you know, hit the targets and the excellence that he did? But the one thing that he understood as well was interdependence. We are a team. We're working together. If you're trying to build yourself more than the team and let ego and pride, oh, the people are hailing me, I'm a great defender, I'm a good striker, good midfielder, he's going to cut you off. You sit down on a long time on the bench. So be intentional and deliberate in your interaction with your team and be ready to be what your team needs you to be. If you want to retain them and reduce the cost of hiring and developing new talents, you would be what your team needs you to be. If they need you to be a counselor at that time, be the counselor. If you cannot be the counselor, get them a guidance counselor. Be interested in their well being, be interested in their growth. The success of your business is hinged on your capacity to lead and manage your team. Next slide. Have we learned anything? Have we learned anything? So, we talked about the 5 steps of creating results driven systems. What was the first one? The A team. The second one, the culture of life. The third one, the third one, recruit the misfits. The fourth one, the fifth one, and manages. If you want to have an effective system and an effective culture in your business, you need to create the systems. One that drives results, that empowers your team, and increases your employee retention rate. Anybody who comes into your team and sees that you care about your people, you care about their well-being, you care about their professional development, you care about their career growth. They even come and they see promotion tracks. They see that, oh, if you hit, I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't want to leave the public service, because you know that there is something you're looking up to. You keep working, there's something. So if your business is stagnant, people like me that don't like stagnancy, we would run and leave you. And I tell you, we're your best hands. So make sure that if you do not want to lose your best hands, you create an effective culture, an effective structure, an effective system in your business. Thank you very much.
Keep clapping, keep clapping. Okay, I see some persons grabbing their phones. We're not here to play another game. All right, thank you so much. Like Ms. Gift said, capital alone is not enough to create a good business. You should create a good working system that empowers people and drive results. Thank you so much. That was a good one. So right now we will be having yet another beautiful woman. Oh, I said it. We are going to be having Honorable Sally Suleiman. She is the special advisor to the governor on sustainable development goals, and she will be speaking on sustainable growth through financial innovation. Put your hands together as we welcome her up on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. You guys should smile. Good afternoon. So I really want to commend the speakers. It's been amazing so far. I'm sure that we have all learned something from them, right? Okay. Honorable Commissioner, good afternoon. Distinguished guests, good afternoon. So, my name is Sally Suleiman, the Special Advisor on Sustainable Development Goals to the Executive Governor of Edo State. So when a representative from Payinto came to see me, he said something that stayed with me. People told me that it can't be done. And if we are being honest, if um, if we listened every time someone said that it can't be done, many of us would not be in this room today. Am I lying? We will still need permission to be here. So I thought to myself, that sentence captures the journey of many great economies before they found their rhythm. Today, we're gathered not to debate possibility, we're gathered because possibility has taken form. Now, let me deal on the topic thoughtfully. Okay, it's not on the. Okay, so it's what I was given to talk about is sustainable growth through financial innovation. Growth in economy terms is an increase in productive capacity, more goods, more services, more income, more opportunity. Nigeria today is one of Africa's largest economies with a GDP of over $400 billion. Please, can we clap for Nigeria? Our fintech ecosystem has attracted billions in investment over the past decade. Financial inclusion has expanded significantly, bringing millions into formal financial systems. These are meaningful achievements. They reflect resilience, they reflect talents, they reflect momentum, but sustainable growth goes a step further. Sustainable growth is the rate at which an economy expands while maintaining stability, resilience, long term confidence. It is growth supported by strong institutions, smart capital allocations, risk management, transparency, financial discipline. At the center of all of these is finance. Finance is simply not money as we know it. Finance is mobilized, saved, invested, and protected. When finance is innovative and well structured, individuals build security, entrepreneurs build capital, investors build confidence, and economies build resilience. Nigeria has already demonstrated leadership in digital finance across Africa. I always hear people say that we're even doing better than America in finance. I mean, I'm not lying. You can check the data. The next phase is strengthening the culture behind the tools. Sustainability in finance means three essential things. First, stability. Systems that encourage long term thinking instead of short term consumption. Second, inclusion. Platforms that expand structured financial access across income levels and professions. Third, empowerment. Financial tools that help individuals and entrepreneurs build reserves, plan ahead, and grow responsibly. And this is where platforms like Payinto enter this conversation. By encouraging structured savings, responsible financial habits, and long term economic planning, particularly among entrepreneurs that are here today and professionals, Payinto is addressing one of the most critical foundations of sustainable growth. Please, can we clap for Payinto? Capital formation: no economy grows sustainably without savings. Savings becomes investments. No business, sorry, no economy and no business grows sustainably without savings. So savings becomes investment, investment becomes enterprise, investment becomes enterprise, enterprise becomes employment, and employment becomes stability. When we cultivate disciplined saving habits, we build personal resilience. When entrepreneurs build structured financial buffers, they reduce business vulnerability. And when young professionals learn to plan, invest, and grow responsibly, they strengthen their future workforce. Multiply that across thousands of individuals in Edo State and across Nigeria, and financial innovation becomes generational transformation. In Edo State, we're strengthening our ecosystem around security, agriculture, health, education, and infrastructure. Each of these sectors depends on financial responsibility and capital availability. In fact, just recently, Edo State secured the prestigious $1 million Bloomberg Mayor's Challenge grant for Benin City. Please, I thought I would do a clap. So, young entrepreneurs need structured financial planning to scale sustainability. Families need tools that encourage long term stability. Financial innovation strengthens governance because financial empowered citizens make stronger economic choices. So, innovation without discipline is fragile. Innovation that builds responsible habit becomes transformative. The founder of Payinto chose to focus on financial structure, on savings, on discipline, on empowerment. That choice matters. And I'm here today to speak specifically on Payinto. I'm here to talk about them. I know that there are other businesses here, but I'm here to focus on them today. Because sustainable growth is built on long term thinking. Nigeria's fintech rise has shown what technology can achieve. Or rather, let me rephrase: Pay into fintech has shown what technology can achieve. And the next evolution is cultural, strengthening how we save, how we plan, and how we build capital. Edo State is proud to see that evolution is taking shape here at home. To global leaders observing Africa's trajectory, the continent's next chapter will not be written by natural resources. It will be written by financial literacy, by digital savings platforms like Payinto, by disciplined capital formation, by systems that empower citizens from the ground up. And what begins globally must be built locally. And this is why we are celebrating Payinto today. That is why moments like this matter, because sustainable growth is not an abstract global theory, it is a daily local discipline. The discipline of saving before spending, the discipline of planning before expanding, the discipline of building capital before scaling. Sustainable growth is resilience in motion. It is the ability of individuals and economies to withstand shocks through policy shifts, through market cycles, through global uncertainty. This is the standard, and that is the responsibility. To the founder of Payinto and to other founders here, you were told it could not be done. but today proves it can begin. The next proof will be consistency. The next proof will be trust. The next proof will be long term impacts. Build it carefully, build it transparently, build it to strengthen generations because institutions that shape financial habits shape economic futures. And to everyone in this room, innovators, entrepreneurs, policymakers, young professionals, Edo State is not waiting to be included in the future. We are participating in shaping it. We are strengthening financial discipline. We are aligning innovation with responsibility. We are proving that global standards of financial empowerment can be built from local soil. If we continue on this path, individuals will build security, entrepreneurs will build capital, families will build sustainability, our states will build resilience. This is sustainable growth, enduring progress. When citizens are financially empowered, prosperity becomes sustainable. Pay into. Let this launch be remembered as more than a platform release. Let it be remembered as a commitment to discipline, to empowerment, to financial innovation that strengthens generation. The future is being engineered. Let us build it wisely. Thank you very much. And congratulations, Payinto.
Please, a round of applause once again for Mrs. Hey, Honorable Sally Sullivan. A round of applause, please. Thank you. Yeah, so I need to engage you one more time. I need you to help me do something. Can you help me? Can you help me? All right, let's go. What I need you to do right now is take up your phone, your mobile device, take a selfie, upload on your social platform with the hashtag Payinto. I'm not saying phones up. Can we do that now, please? And also, Payinto is on Instagram at Payinto HQ. So go on Instagram, search for Payinto, follow us on all social media platforms. So we have a few seconds to do that. Come on, come on, come on. Let the pictures roll. Take a selfie. Come on now. All right. Send them sharp, sharp. Yeah, see you. Thank you. See you. Thank you. Get to host. What is hashtag Pay Into. Thank you. Anytime, any place. Pay into set the pace. And also follow our socials or at Pay Into HQ. Thank you. Smooth move, everything they align. See, only for past no be stolen. I'm making a video too. Just vibe to the music. I need to be seven for one. Just for that one, any day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful one. Thank you. Right now, we will be having our next speaker. He's a film director, he's a drone pilot, a photographer, a colorist, and a public speaker. And believe me when I tell you, he is one of the best you have. Of course, you have heard of the name before. So he's going to be speaking. He's going to be speaking. Sorry, pardon me. All right, thank you. He's going to be speaking on the business of visibility, what creative industries teach us about global expansion. So put your hands together as we'll make welcome Victor Zaviano. Put your hands together. Don't stop clapping. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. Keep clapping until he. Come on. Keep clapping.
Hello, everyone. know there's a lot of protocols, but I always like to be like most time my style of talking is always when there's chair and I get to sit down so that I get to talk to people. But yeah, interesting. If you're happy, clap your hands. If you're happy, clap your hands. If you're happy, and you really want to show it. If you're happy, clap your hands. There's some people that do not clap. Is it that you're not happy? Michael did something this beautiful. People are not clapping. Please clap for Michael again. And one fun fact about this project is that the day they were thinking about the logo, I was right there. I think someone was cooking. Is it Indomie they were cooking that day or something? But I remember that we ate something. And then the idea came, should it be black and white? But I'm so excited to see that it has become something like really beautiful. Please let's give a round of applause to Michael again. So yeah, without wasting much of our time, let's go into the main reason why we are here. All right. The business of visibility. What creative industry teaches us about global expansion? So most times as creatives, right, we really want to expand, really want to be seen, we really want to get ourselves out there. We want to like we are small. You are in your house, you are in Ekosudin, you are in Uwelu, you are in name that place again. FTK, what's that the name of your place? Okoro, those places that very, very deep, you know. But then again, people in Ugbo don't know you. People in Benin Republic don't know you. People in South Africa, people in Kenya, people in the UK don't know you. But then again, you have to understand how to leverage on technology because the gateway that used to be there before is no longer there, right? There used to be a pipeline that if you did not carry your CD, who remember that time they used to rent, Gen Z, who remember that time they used to rent CD plates? You go to where they have like cassettes, you now rent one, you now go home and watch it and then return it back. But now the system has been hacked, right? So it is now right in your hands. Technology, like how many of us have phones? How many of us were on TikTok today? How many of us were on Instagram? WhatsApp status, right? You see that you literally have that ability in your hands. And then when they used to teach us what the internet was, they said the internet is the conglomeration of all networks, right? Like the entire network around the globe is connected into one single space, meaning that I can be here today and I will do a content, I will make you laugh. Somebody in Zimbabwe will see it immediately. There's something my friend Giwa used to say. He said, see, Zavi, I know if you go Don Jazzy house. If I knock Don Jazzy house this morning, Don Jazzy gate man go beat me. I tell me I come off for your house. But Don Jazzy like my post for Instagram. Why? Because he was able to do something that got the attention of Don Jazzy, right? And Jazzy had to look at it and say, no, this is funny. Don Jazzy commented. He say, I don't hack this thing. Understand? So there's a certain level that you are able to create and sell yourself out there, and you will be on the global scale. So we are going to really delve into it now. Let's go to the next slide. So global expansion is not distribution first. It is visibility first. The creativity industry proves this repeatedly. Understand? So it's not about distribution. Remember then when they were like, if you are not blown yet and you go and shoot a film, you may distribute it, but if people don't really know you, nobody is going to resonate with it. That is why you see most of these people in the industry will tell you, I want to use Narcissime, I want to use this person that is top person there, right? There's something I learned from Kene during the first film festival that was had here. So Kene said something, he said, see, if I want to shoot a movie in the north today, I will look for the most popular person, the indigenous populous person in that area. Even if she's just going to wear a clothes and just walk by, I will put her face on the billboard. Why? Because it is visibility first before distribution. Marvel drops a movie today. Everybody is going to watch it. Like, we'll run, go cinema, go watch it. You get. But if Osaye Unduka Paul drop movie today, will you go to the cinema? Do you even know who Osayi Unduka Paul is? No. First of all, you will just have to beg. But if you see that this lady that did what's the lady's name that did To Kill a Monkey? Remind me. Kemi, right? If Kemi shows us a trailer, How to Kill a Goat, part one. Ah, and then you already seen interesting characters, you are already excited, right? There's the Michael Jackson movie coming in. How many of you have seen the trailer? A lot of persons have seen it, right? You are excited about what is to come because they've shown you, most of these people have proven themselves over time. So let's go to the next slide. Attention is the real currency. Who remember at that time? I want to speak with real people most of you will relate to it. If you know Sydney Talker, let me see your hand. If you know the general, let me see your hand. You know, I'm excited to always use my guys. Like we were literally all of us a day or four. We now move from all four into PDPA, right? And you can see what they did. It's not magic. Like if you try the same template, it works. It works. Like that is the way it is. Most time people try to tell you that there's no specialty. That's what the Chinese have known. If you see something that works, emulate it, modify it, and scale. It's as simple as that. So before revenue scales, awareness scales. Awareness. So there was something I did, very little social experiment I did recently. So I'm planning a trip to Rwanda in April 25th to 30th. So I just did flyer postal of me sitting down on a boat, say Rwanda trip. People were just passing by. Like sometimes nobody would just see it. So the algorithm thought, oh, this is not interesting. So no need to push it. Yeah, okay. Let me try another thing. And in the content, it was very funny. I would have put it up, but I mean, yeah. What did you say? After what? You see, first I came in the way the people understand, right? I used the Benin slang, the Benin accent. Said, said, why is it that whenever this Benin accent have gotten into you, anytime I'm outside of Benin, like I'm in conferences, I speak plain English, right? Can tell you different accent I can speak. But the moment I just enter Oluku, Alpha Siam, Alpha, I be, not be lie. My accent just changes. And that little content got into people, right? Because I could emotionally now appeal to them. So it shows that it is awareness through emotions. If I want to get into honorable's office today, I will do my little research. What are the few things that if I just come and say, she will relatively like relate with? That can create a way, pave a way for me to even establish a conversation. Understand? So it's the same logic that apply in you selling yourself, especially to the global scale. You have to look for something that works. When you travel and you do travel content or you do your basic content, even church content, we've done a lot of content in refinery, right? And you see, people can relate to it because I come from an emotional way of telling stories. I look for the easiest way to appeal to you first, so that when you look at it, like, let me see to the end. So I create awareness first, and then before revenue will scale. Because when people are aware of you, definitely they will invest, right? So before Netflix started, Netflix didn't start distributing. What did they do? They became a global. They did not just become a globe. They did not become global by opening offices everywhere. Was there Netflix office in Nigeria? No. But what did they do? They built a cultural visibility through content that traveled across borders. They sold it to your emotion. You bought it. You decided to spend 2,300 naira to subscribe. Every month they will come for it. They will even sometimes they won't tell you, you just see alerts. GT Bank, Access Bank, they don't debit Netflix. You get. So Burna Boy did not enter the US market formally. He built an international relevance through collaborations, festivals, and streaming visibility. So, how do we also take this and put it into the local scale, like on this level that we are in, right? If you have an idea now, for example, drone shots, you can do a drone shot and it will go viral, right? But if you want to do something that emotionally appeal, if you collaborate with me on the project, because you know that I already have a certain level of audiences, what are your chances of getting to a larger audience compared to if you just do it alone? It will be larger chances, right? Because I already have a people that already know the kind of person that I am. So, Zavi collaborated with this person on this project. That is one thing I always encourage in Benin. Let us learn how to collaborate. We cannot overemphasize this too much. So, and when we talk about collaboration is not using somebody. Because when you talk about collaboration, that's what most people in this region they are hearing. I am a tailor. You are a shoemaker. Ma use you take get shoe. Take we go church on Sunday. I will align. Understand? But if I sell fabrics and I'm collaborating with someone who is a tailor, does it make sense? Because we are in the same niche. So it makes sense that we are collaborating. So if I am bringing a sustainable development project plan to Honorable her office, should be able to tell her, okay, ma'am, you may not need to pay for these services because this is XYZ, but we would need you to help us with production so that we are able to help you tell this story. Is that collaboration or not? Right? Or say, oh, we have a project that is talking about SDG, but then again, for us to be able to do this project, we need you because we know that you have the leverage in government to be able to pass it to relevant places. Is that collaboration or not? But I see saying that me go benefit pass. I can't lie for you, lose guard you. That's not collaboration. That's using. So we should learn in Benin to collaborate with each other. And by that, we will grow faster than we can imagine. Because look at the general, look at Sidney Tucker, look at Gentoo. They all left Benin, true of us. But trust me, we were in the same house. All of us were in the same room most time. Sydney was booming then. Everybody comes to do skits with Sydney. What was that? They were collaborating. And by then, sharing ideas and relevance. That helped them to scale because they were creating awareness together. So if one person is hitting a drum and all of us are gathering to hit the drum, we'll make the larger noise. Let's go to the next slide. People are not seeing you, you do not exist. This is simple. If you are doing video, you say, I see you, who are you? I'm an actor. Let me see what you've done. They're in my hard drive. You don't exist. I used to be in that loop before, right? I used to be this creative, but based off of my experience, I'm like, oh no, people are always stealing my footages. In fact, there was a time when in the previous government, my images were used to brand an entire project of Edo State. Right. So I felt bad. I'm like, no, I don't want to post again. I don't want to, anytime I post, they just use my footages without relevance, without getting to me. Yes, my emotions were valid, but then I wasn't doing myself good because I wasn't putting myself out there publicly. What I could have done would have been probably capitalize on that to sell myself, right? But I know this now because I know better. You understand? So that you don't go into that same trance, or maybe you see someone, there are some things you feel like sometimes people are using you, but you can leverage on that to put yourself up. To say, oh, You see this stuff these people are using, they use it because they liked it, right? If they didn't value it, they won't use it. So leverage on it and scale. So people don't see you, you don't exist. First, loud the noise that those pictures that they are using, na me do am. Na me, like ring the bell so that you become sane. Let's go to the next slide. Culture travels faster than corporations. Creative products scale because they carry emotions. We've talked about this just now, right? They carry emotions and not just utility. So if someone is a painter, paints a beautiful piece, right? It scales, it moves because it carries emotion and it tells a story. Understand? So money heist. How many of you have seen money heist? Money heist prove language is not a barrier when the story is strong. True or false? It was shot in another language, but everybody go find subtitle because the story was good. Understand? So same as Parasite. I don't know if who have seen Parasite. In trial now they watch film. Wow. It is I go explain the film. Very good. So Parasite shows that hyper local storytelling can dominate global conversations. Understand? Next slide. Let's roll quick. Don't dilute your identity to go global. Sharpen it. You are forming steez, new artists. Burna Boy, you know, if Burna Boy they come stage, like this is to the waka. Oluwa Burna, yeah, 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 yeah. You is Welu. The last time you performed, is when you were doing one event at Welu, and it was your uncle that recommended you. See, my brother they sing. So you are doing steez, bro. Understand? So when you are there, don't dilute your identity. Don't try to box yourself into a certain region. This is I'm talking. Sometimes we as creative, we are very emotional. Can just decide become self induced and just start to self-destruct. You get so try as much as possible to always shaping your identity every time. Put yourself out there. Let people know that this is who I am. That's the only way you grow. Next, distribution is leverage. We said that before. If let me just use this. Creators understand platform better than many traditional businesses. Like, how am I going to use it? Like, people, how many of you use TikTok, YouTube's, and all these things, right? There are a lot of business owners who are I know there are a lot of business owners here. People just think it's the traditional way. Just post them. You post and it go blow. No, it, you might post it and you might not get um conversions, right? And this one thing I always do for businesses I consult for. Say, see, if you want to do a video for your advert, don't do one video. It will convert what you want. If you're working with creative as a business, have someone, Give said a lot of things I picked from my business. Have someone that can understand the core of your business and help you consistently create a pattern that sticks to the brain of people over time. You can have creatives here. You can also use this as a metrics to plan yourself to build your business. When you are going to meet brands, don't pitch one video for them. Tell them the reason why it doesn't work. Because if it doesn't work, they will fall back to you and say, that video did not even do anything. For example, I tell you, for the next 3 months, let's try out this. Let's see how it works. Then we can go on a longer term retainer, right? By then, you would have built a structure that looks even more like people can relate to it. Who remember that time that Sydney and General, they were always carrying bag and towel, right? That became something. They started it one day. You saw it another day. You saw it another day. You saw it for 1 month. You saw it for 1 year. Started calling himself towel guy, right? So even towel companies started reaching out to him, say, I beg, make you reach towel. Instead of doing one video most time, they became a brand ambassador for those brands. Why do you think they look for ambassadors? So that they can have this repeated consistency and then it sticks to your mind. Understand? So it's something that you should understand. Distribution is leverage. So how do you leverage it? You leverage with tools like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So this thing, remember what I said before, removed the gatekeepers. Before it used to be all those people that used to shout 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. They were the rulers of the market. Remember, like when they were distributing films, if it does not go to Onitsha, sorry, or Aba, if they not distribute your film for Aba, Idumota, for just forget it. It's not gonna sell. But now we have YouTube. When Laraba, who watched Laraba and Larabe when it came out, right? When that movie dropped, they've taken it down. I'm sure they have bigger plans for it, right? It hurt me that I for download and keep. As me, I know, but when they dropped it, the first day it did more than close to 700K views. Imagine 700,000 people. If you fit them inside Samuel Bemudia Stadium, you can't. Sometimes when you see numbers, most time when we see these numbers, we think they are very small. Maybe you have 5,000 views. Say, I don't really do well. Just try fit 5,000 persons inside this place, and you see, right? When you have 12,000 views, you have sold out an entire Ogbe Stadium. That's what it means. You've been able to reach out to Ogbe Stadium sold out. So you can boldly say, see, for they are not small. I don't on my content, I don't sell out Ogbe Stadium like 3, 5, 10 times. Understand? So when you're thinking about these metrics and understand that distribution is leverage and you have to leverage on the social tools that we have, it makes sense. So visibility can be engineered daily. It means there is no luck. It's not luck. Your videos getting views, it's not luck. So your videos not getting views is because you are not applying the metrics that people are doing. Mr. Beast said, if I start a new YouTube page today, I will get the exact same amount of views I'm getting within a very short period of time. When I have these conversations with my friend, because my friends, I'm so excited that we've it's not like I was here and then I started reaching out to them. We literally built from 0 followers, right? And we every day is consistently trying just a little modification, right? How do you make people emotionally get attached to a video? If the video like you did last week did 10K views, right? If you try the same method you use on another video, there are high chances that it will still do the same thing if you follow the same emotional rule. So always understand that it's leverage. Next slide. Global expansion today is platform strategy, not physical presence. It's not gragra. When they are teaching content creation here, understand it's not gragra. It's sitting down to understand how the human psychology work. I know how to make you cry if I want to make all of you cry on a movie. I remember we did a documentary then for the previous government through contracts, and then the governor said the video was too emotional. But what was the language they gave to us? They said, we want you guys to do a video that people can see and really understand the pain. I said, "Oh, pain. Is that pain, right? All right. So we ran the word pain. I'm not finished. You'll go back. No worry, you'll go back. You'll go back. Thank you very much. So you really understand the pain it actually takes, right? So it's no, this is not where I am. No, nope. That one will be fast. Yeah, so it's not expansion. It's not physical presence. It's understanding how the human psychology work. Next, community beats geography. Build communities, right? Global brands are communities first. Communities first, then market as second. Michael said a lot of things about building community. You have to understand your space. Build people that can relate. Don't just go and be jumping on different niches. Understand your niche and build within that space. So let's go. Yeah. If you build a loyal tribe online, geography becomes irrelevant. If you build a loyal tribe online, I have my loyal fans that even if I drop the baddest, like the video that does not even make sense, I know that I have my sure 1,000 people, South Africa, Ghana, that will always like. So if you have those loyal people, leverage on them. They are very, very vital. Next, intellectual property is the real asset. Most creatives don't understand how valuable this is. That's why we are not making money in these spaces. One thing I always wish we did, I wish the people of our time understood the value of IPs. How valuable, like, is very, very valuable. That's the only way you make money. That's the only way you will become rich. That's the only way you can, what God said, go and multiply. This is the only way you can really multiply in terms of assets and finances, right? So the creative industry monetizes IP repeatedly. You just sing song now. Like say, for example, that mic, this song for pay to win now. Michael just drop them. Before you know, First Bank use them. Everywhere good. You get, then nothing comes to Michael and First Bank makes money from it. That's wrong. You have to understand how to monetize it. So Marvel Studio doesn't just make films, builds characters that become merchandise, theme parks, and spin-off. She talked about Manchester United. You know, you can't just use Man U logo to do anything. You can't just use it to start a business. If not, your entire business, your idea, and your future business is gone, right? Because these people understand the value of that and how it works. If your business doesn't own scalable IPs, your expansion ceiling is low. Understand? So let's go to the next. Collaboration accelerates entry. I don't tell now this one, I not even I know they speak it again. I can't overemphasize this again to you. Creators cross-pollinate audiences. Said it. General Sydney, the General, Sydney Wundu, Sydney Talker, all these guys, even within our film space, then myself and a Black Electron, we were always collaborating and doing projects together. Emmanuel King, I'm sure most of you know him. Even Shred Daniels, right? We were working together as a team then, which helped us grow faster. A feature with the right artist can open continent overnight. Rema, Charlie Poppy, Beanie Boys. Who love that song? It went well, right? So you have to also understand how to collaborate. So strategic collaboration reduces customer acquisition costs in new markets. You don't have to even stress. My followers will understand that, oh, this is what you do, and they will follow you. So strategic implication. So here's almost to the end of it now. Global expansion in 2026 is not about branches. It's about narrative control, digital dominance, and cultural positioning. If you are building a scalable travel IP, visibility must precede infrastructure. Question is not how do I expand? It is where am I visible? You need to understand where they see me first. Nobody say I go just carry this thing now. I go carry okoroko, go the sell for Uselu market where people know they chop okoroko. Nobody go buy. True or false? If you go and open a fine dining in Ubowo, now you know what you define. The students are there. I'm sorry, it's the true fact. But you see, when you do it in Ubo, people from Ubowo, students from Ubowo, they used to see fine dining. They say fine dining, but I don't want to mention the brand name. They say fine dining opposite there, right up in their front. But you know what they will choose to do? They will choose to enter 5,000 naira taxify to second Ubo, chill there, stay till 11 in the night. They know that they will lock school gates by 12. They will still take Uber and go back. Why? Because it's not in that region. It is not the business that's flowing in that region. They prefer to go away from what they see regularly. So what do? Give them bread. Let them buy bread. Amen. So no, go back, please. Sorry, go back. So the question is now, who owns the audience? What IP am I building that can travel without me? Micah said, was it Micah that said it? Right, yeah. What can I do that can travel without me? Me and I know that if I do what is my funny thing? It's like I have this comedy in me. How they crack jokes soon. Don't be shocked if I leave drone. Amen. All right, let's go. Next slide. Answer that question I asked you. Answer it honestly, and that can really help you to understand what you really need to do, so that you know that you are not lost. You are right where you need to be, and you are doing fine. You just need to answer these few questions. So, if your visibility disappears tomorrow, does your brand survive? Michael Jackson, Fela, and Nicola Kokuti. Till even Gen Zs don't know it. Alpha, what's the next generation to come? They will continue to know who Fela is. because the legacies Fela created transcends time. That's why here Grammy go just nominate and free will. His spirit go just come collect award, go cheap. Understand? So before you leave this world that we are, try. Make you don't go. Amen. Let's go to the next one. Thank you very much. This is me and that's my drone. Thank you very much.
Keep clapping, keep clapping. A round of applause for Victor Zaviano. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One key point he made mention of is that we should collaborate. We should collaborate. Police, collaborate with Taylor. Hitra, collaborate. Just collaborate. Also, I have one question. So, how can we collaborate with NEPA? How? Because at this point,
So it's an interesting one. You get anything that have to do with Nigeria, you have to look for alternative means in case that they use you. Understand? So they use. I made mention of something that if they are not, you are not getting the value back.
yeah,
He's using.
okay.
So if you see that they don't they use
So,
you,
NEPA is
just
using us.
many. Did you pay for light or you not pay for light?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, we have spent a lot of time, and thank you for staying up till this moment. Now, this is the time we have been waiting for. So now we're going to welcome the tech bishop, Mr. Bishop Ehiosun, to take us on the demo app launch. I mean, that's what we are here for, right? And still speaking on collaboration, sure you will collaborate with Payinto. I'm not hearing anybody. Okay. All right. Put your hands together as we make welcome the tech bishop, Mr. Bishop Ehiosun.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. You guys are looking at me as have you seen me before? Okay. Hope we've been learning. Have we? If you've learned something today, can I see your hands up? Yes, I as well have been learning, and I learned a lot from the first speaker. It was really good. Yeah. So okay. Now's the time, like Mr. Emmanuel said, is the time for the app launch proper. I will be taking us through the features of the app, the Payinto app, and I would explain what the Payinto app is, what it does, and what it allows you to do, and how it's different from other apps that might look similar but not exact. Are the slides ready? Good. So before I start, now this the first one, please. Instant fund transfer. So before I start, I would like to make something clear. Payinto is not a bank or it's a financial tool, right? But it's based on banking infrastructure. So that we should know about. So part of the features that the Paying tool offers is the conventional things that you can do with your mobile app, your banking mobile app, or other apps like other microfinance apps like GoPay, PalmPay, Money Points, and the likes. Will have some key things, some extra things that actually differentiate us from them, and that I will be explaining. The first one we have here, we're pretty familiar with it, and it's very straightforward. It's the instant fund transfer. This simply means you can send money from your pay into account to any bank account in Nigeria. And it's quite simple and straightforward. You select your account. I'll talk about multiple accounts later on that you could have in the Pay Into app. You select the one you want to be debited from, and then you specify the recipient account details. We have a sample account here, and then you specify the bank. Automatically, it just goes through. Very, very simple and seamless. We're familiar with that. The next one, please. Okay. the cash monitor. Basically, what this is more like your transaction history and the likes. It gives you analytics of your pay in and out. That's money you've received, money money you've received, and money you've like sent out. So in and out. The normal. This one is conventional. It's like normal. All banking apps have it. It generates um, a well detailed report for your transfer and all the transactions that you've done with the app, technically, right? And you can also like filter. You can filter it by dates and within a certain date range, let's say from January 1st to March 1st, and it just gives you the report. That's straightforward as well. So creating multiple sub accounts. I made reference to this earlier on. So we could have like different accounts. You can create different accounts for specific task or different reason. Take for example, I want to have an account that is dedicated for um, house rent. So you can literally just create that. And if, for example, you're sending money, you want to receive house rent money from your parents or from anybody, you can send that account and all the money goes there. So it's specifically, you can label those sub accounts. So that's like pretty straightforward as well. It's like a very, very handy tool. So buying of data, airtime and data VTU services, this one is popular and it's very, very seamless as well on the Payinto app. So you can make purchase of airtime and data directly from the bank, right? So the escrow, this one I love so much because in today's transaction or let's say trading, where there is a buyer and there is a seller, has anyone used purchase something from GG here? Okay, good. And you can agree with me when I say the scam rate and such websites is very high because you get to like transact with them direct, meaning you might not see the goods or what you want to purchase and the request for transfer, you just send them the account straight. But what the escrow method or what the escrow feature offered by Paying Tool will do for you is that we serve as a bridge in between. So you send the money to the escrow, an escrow account will be created. You get to pick if you're a seller or you're a buyer. So the the buyer sends the money for the item, for example, to the escrow method, sorry, to the escrow account. Then the seller sends the goods when the buyer has approved that, okay, this was what I actually requested for. Then the escrow feature would release the money to the seller. You see how that solves the problem, right? Do we agree with me? Good. So that's why we are here. We came to solve problem. Good. So the next one, please. Invoicing. This is another unique one. So I like this. I know before this serious features, we're talking about the main thing, like I said, conventional banking features that we know. But these ones, I like it because they solve problem. You own a small scale business. Let's say you're a fashion designer or you make shoes. You sell online and you want to request for money from your clients. You can make it much more professional by generating an invoice from the Payinto app, and then you just send it. So I use myself for example. I offer service like I build products, so I could like run monthly invoice and send it to my clients. So they just pay directly from the invoice. And that's what this is about. It's very, very, very straightforward and easy to do. Expense tracker with budgets. This one is very, very, very nice. If you are a nonchalant spender like me, then this one will help you. What it does basically, it tracks your expense. You can like this is the wrong screenshot. But basically, what it does is that you can create an expense. You can say, um, this expense is called flexing, and you set a limit for it. So whenever you cross that limit or whenever you're close to that limit, you get a notification that, hey, you're about spending above your limits on this particular expense, right? Or let's say you were supposed to like um, for food, for example, let's say you spend for food and the likes. So whenever you are spending too much for that particular expense that you've created, which you can create in the app, it will send you a notification when you're close to it or when you cross it to send you a notification. And with that, you should be able to like manage yourself and not overspend. So the next one. Okay. Surprisingly, that's all they have. But I would I would like to throw in some features. I guess the design was not here. We also have features like the payment link, meaning, for example, we know about GoFundMe, right? So imagine being able to create like a payment link in the Payinto app, and you can just send it out, paste it on your status, and anybody that clicks on it, they're able to like send money to you directly from the link. They don't need to use like a bank app or the likes. And this is another one as well. Oh, now we have extra screens. So this one is the Snap to Pay. This is another unique feature I would like to talk about. Like the name implies, pretty straightforward. If you've ever been to places like fast food or some of us that used to take out to like home and away, you see, most times these companies, this fast food or the likes, they'll put their account number somewhere. So instead of you typing, you necessarily don't have to type. You can just go to the Snap to Pay feature on your Payinto app and just point your camera to it. It automatically detects it and it fills the the form, and you can send money to it immediately. So I think I'll be wrapping up with that for now. If there are extra features, Mr. Michael will share it with us. And for those of us who registered here with the Pay Into event, your emails will send you a link to your email, which you can use to like register on the app. You can use to download the app and you would register, create your account, go through all the KYC and the likes. And we'll also have an official release date. Meaning you'll get an email, definitely, right? You get an email on this official release date. Then the app would be like fully released, and you'll be able to download and search for it across all app. I remain Bishop Ayasun. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your presence here. Um, right now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some recognition. We already have the presence of the special advisor to the governor and the honorable commissioner on youth affairs. Also, we also want to bring to your notice here that there are some businesses that are here today, and they've told us that part of their support for Payinto App Launch is that they're going to be giving small loans to small, medium enterprise businesses. So if you're a small business here or you are trying to start up, there's loan available for you. Small loan, oh, that should be so. The company they are here, they'll reach out to some of us here, and they've actually collected some of our emails. So they'll be reaching out to us, sending us email on how we can go about the loan process. Also, there are wonderful business persons here. Like currently, am I not looking good? This is Walata Industries. It's actually Walata Clothings, but I call it Walata Industries because very soon, like the likes of the Sheivodi would actually come to patronize him because we spoke about business to business. So they're going to do business together. So we have CLG here, we have Ivy Allure, we have Bosa. Bosa, come in. This is the lady. You can see our VIP packages. She's in charge of the VIP packaging. She made them personally by herself. They're handcrafted Ankara materials. So she did that. Bosa. So also we have Dima Street, man, top notch. Her food is top notch. Her pastries are top. Now, Payinto can help you not spend so much on her through our expense tracker. So know that also. So we have Smart Canteen here, and we have my brother Victor Zaviano. He's a film director. So if you plan on increasing your film career or step into a new career, you can reach out to him. We also have Ken here, our senior man. He makes female hairs the best in the country, not just Nigeria, in Edo State, the best in the country. And he also draws tattoo. We have NK Clothing here. So we have a lot of business person here. Also, we have Sufficient Grace International. They are not here right now. So they were here before, but I think they stepped out for the photo session. And we have a lot of business personnel here. So one of the persons also here is Ideas Renters. They've been very helpful in the equipment, getting the equipment and making sure this event was a wonderful one. So for many businesses that we've not mentioned, we're going to be doing something with Payinto. Just go on our comments on this event, either live on YouTube or Instagram, and just comment the business you are doing. And we're going to help you make a short design that we're going to promote your business for you. Because this event today is about you, it's about your business. So, like the event host told you, just make a video of yourself and post using the hashtag Payinto. And also come under our comment and comment your business. We can also help you scale your business. Personally, I've been branding for over 6, 7 years. A lot of brands outside Nigeria. Most of my clients are actually Nigeria. And I have never done Instagram ads. And I'll teach you how that is done. So you can just come on Payinto page, comment your business. If you need structure, just comment what you need. And personally, I'll be giving 5 free branding to any person. Branding, business consulting. I'll be offering my services. My services is at least, I think, $500 per hour. That's our recent price. So imagine you're having something worth of $500, and I'll be talking for almost 2, 3 hours. So just comment and we have something for you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a remarkable day it has been. We came here today seeking clarity, seeking connection, seeking a way to bring the pieces together. And over the past hours, we have journeyed through the landscape of modern business. But knowledge without application is simply information. And we are not here for just information, we are here for transformation. That is why we did not just stop at insight. You have now seen the tool, platform designed to bring all the pillars into daily practice. The solution is live, the download is waiting. The next step is yours to take. And here is the truth: the most valuable part of today might still lie ahead of you, because the conversations you are about to have, the connections you are about to shake, these are where your ideas become opportunity. So, as we transition now, I invite you to do three things. First, connect with our team at the demo stations that are ready to work with you through the platform personally, with the experts around you. Talk to each other, exchange cards, share challenges, build your network. Secondly, explore. Visit the experience zones, download the app, see for yourself how this framework we discussed today becomes a tool in your hand. Third, envision. Imagine what your business could look like when all these pieces finally work together seamlessly, simply, and powerfully. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to today's program, thank you for your presence, for your attention, and your commitment to growth. The formal session may be ending, but the real work and the real reward is just beginning. The networking session is now open. So please enjoy the lunch, the conversations, and the experience. Thank you, and go build something extraordinary.
Into the size of